Welcome to the second edition of the 2016 OCFOA Plays of the Week. This video is being produced 2 weeks prior to the start of the 2016 season, and today we are going to talk about mechanics. I was trying to come up with a good preseason video idea, and I thought mechanics would be a great topic. The problem was getting the material together. Like manna from heaven, this video from Steve Coover landed in my inbox. Many thanks to Steve for his hard work and dedication to making us all better officials. Here we go. Before we begin our discussion of mechanics, let's talk about what we mean by mechanics. Mechanics are not just the positioning and keys as dictated by the game official's manual. Mechanics relate to reading the play and adjusting to the changes that occur during that play. For instance, a flank official's initial key may be the widest receiver, but if that receiver crosses inside and goes long, while the inside receiver crosses over toward the flank on a short under route, the flank official's responsibility changes to the inside receiver. Mechanics also refers to crisp, slow signals from a strong standing position. Lastly, mechanics refers to what we do after a play is over, whether it's a back judge helping clean up on the sidelines or the entire crew checking the status of the clock to make sure it is correct. Those all involve good mechanics. We're going to see examples of all these in the upcoming plays. This first play actually illustrates what can happen when proper mechanics are not used. We're going to see a backward pass, and neither flank official is going to signal that backward pass. The confusion that follows the muff of the backward pass, I believe, contributes to the subsequent inadvertent whistle. Let's take a look. As Steve points out, the ball is released at the 23, muffed at the 21. Clearly this is a backward pass. Note, neither flank official has signaled it. Now, we can tell by the actions of the head linesman that he believes the ball is alive, which it is. There we see the muff, the ball is on the ground. Watch the head linesman. He's going to come in and spot the ball. You'll notice the ball is still out. And what we're going to see in the next clip is that that ball was never possessed. Therefore, this is an inadvertent whistle by the head linesman. So here's the same play again. Let's watch it from the end zone. There's the backward pass. Now watch the recovery. You can see the ball in between the legs. Now this is a tough play. I'm not blaming the flank officials for what happened because this is an easy mistake to make. But this is a place where we have to be slow, where we want to see leather before we rule. There's no reason to be in a hurry on this play. There's the ball out. Now, that white player had it, lost control. Steve makes the point that he ought to be able to hand the ball to you if he actually has possession. This is still a live ball. Now we finally have possession, and as Steve points out, the defense has lost 10 yards because of the IW. So this is a great example of a crew adjusting to a play as it occurs. We're going to see a formation that is strong to the head linesman's side. Therefore, the initial keys for this are going to be shown right here. Head linesman is going to have the widest receiver. I'm sorry, I would take that back. He didn't show the initial keys. What he's showing you is the adjusted keys. This is a running play. The head linesman's focus shifts from the wide receiver to the point of attack. Okay, back judge can pick up that receiver. Okay, great signaling as he points out. We're signaling the clock winding because the head linesman has the running back in bounds, either going backwards or down before going out of bounds. Now here's another great example of a crew adjusting. The referee's hustling. He's getting in to help on the sideline, which he can do. Typically the back judge would do that, but once he recognizes that the referee is there, he needs to stay back and get all the rest of the action. You'll notice down there on the left it says head linesman close to hash. I think he means line judge because obviously the head linesman is over there with the chain crew, but the concept is the same. The flank on the other side of the field needs to maintain that wide look. Here's another example of a potential backward pass, and this one's kind of unique in that the flank officials are in goal line mechanics. They are going to go to the goal line. The ball is inside the 5 or on the 5. They are going to go to the goal line at the snap. Therefore, they are in no position to rule forward or backward. And this is something that the referee is going to have to handle. And if it's properly communicated, the referee should know this. Here's the pass. Now, I think we've got a forward pass here, but as Steve points out, the referee's not going to get any help from the flanks. They're on the goal line. The last thing I want you to notice is the hustle and the sharpness of this crew. Look at the line judge coming in with his hand up. He's indicating that we have a dead ball. It's not in the end zone. Watch the hustle by the back judge and the umpire as they close down once the play is over. This next play, Steve is making the point that the tackle is not a horse collar, and I think this is a good opportunity to talk about this. I've watched a lot of film lately and seen horse collar called way too often on this type of tackle. You're going to see the runner being tackled by the jersey, not by the inside collar of the jersey. Okay, so this is a running play towards the line judge's side. I'm going to stop this right here. Now, you newer officials, we've got to watch that point right there, all that action on the end. We cannot ball watch. It's so hard to break that habit after watching years of football. But you new guys, that's the action you want to watch. And by the way, that is legal action. Okay, that blocker has released the defensive player. Now watch the tackle. Okay, you can see where his hand is. It's on the jersey. It has to be inside the collar of the jersey or the shoulder pads, and the player has to be pulled backward to the ground, okay, in order for this to be a horse collar. So this next play involves an interception and talks about how, again, we adjust our responsibilities. Okay, there's the interception. Now Steve's making the point that the head linesman has progress and action on the runner. That was true before the interception. He's now just checking the progress and action on the intercepting player. And he's making the point that the other officials need to shift their focus to look for illegal blocks. Now, this is the moment of truth. This is where everybody's going to start hitting other people trying to spring that runner. Okay? We want to judge the legality of as many blocks as we can. Here we go. Okay, the head linesman is right there. Great progress spot. Killing the clock. And Steve reminds us to check the status of the clock. This next play is an illustration of what we talked about earlier, how a player's or an official's initial keys can change once the play develops. So now we see the initial keys. We've got formation strong to the head linesman's side of the field. So his key is that wide receiver. Back judge has got the inside guy. Now watch what happens. The widest receiver is going to cross. Well, actually, the two receivers are going to cross here. The inside guy is going to take a short under route towards the head linesman, and the wide guy is going to go long. So now the head linesman's going to shift his focus. As long as he knows that his key is not threatened to be fouled, which obviously his key is not. You can see there's nobody near him. He's going to shift his focus now to this underneath receiver. And of course the pass is thrown deep. And guess who's got the responsibility for catch, no catch on this one? Now, watch the head linesman now. This is really good. You notice he doesn't move. Okay? Well, Steve makes that point. He doesn't move. His head is set. He's focused on the ball. Catch, no catch. Once he decides, he then comes up strong, marks the ball. Great signal there for, he's stopping the clock because we have a first down. That's the way it's done. I'm just going to let this one run. Steve's comments speak for themselves. He's commenting on the back judge's positioning and the end result. He's got a great point. Why not be on the goal line? Now the back judge is going to get beat here a little bit. He should already be at the end line knowing that it's going to be threatened. Still decent position. Nice. This next play, we're going to see an excellent example of umpire mechanics. The umpire is going to read pass, and his job is to move up to the line of scrimmage and also monitor the actions of the linemen to see if they are illegally downfield. There he is, in perfect spot. Got a broken play. He recognizes this. He's looking at the lineman. Got a completed pass. Back judge anticipated this really nicely. Going to be right at the goal line for the touchdown call. Great job. Now, Steve points out that it wouldn't hurt to look at the head linesman. OCFOA, we want the back judges to know that if we've got a player out of bounds, he's going to hear a whistle. But it's still not a bad idea to check with your flank officials. But this was a very good officiated play. This next play is just a good example of communication by the line judge as the offensive team gets the line to gain. Nice clear signal. Now, I want you to watch the head linesman on this play. He doesn't really know where the ball ends up, and that's fine. This happens a lot. But watch the way he adjusts to the line judge's spot. There they are. Now watch him. He's going to go back. Now you can see the line judge is beyond the 50. The head linesman is short of the 50, which is the line to gain. So this is an important call. But watch what the head linesman does. Starts to move out, adjusts. Great job. I'm going to show you this one. This is for the new guys. I want you to watch the head linesman and his technique for slide stepping. This is a really good job. This is what we want to see on the field. Don't turn your body if you don't have to. Watch his mechanic. See that? And as Steve points out, we've got the two flanks mirroring their spot. Even though the runner looks like he's down short of the 45, both of them have given him his progress. Excellent job. So I'm going to show you this play. You may remember our first episode. I showed you a play where I said that they were using a mechanic that hadn't been approved. Well, after talking to Chad Wilson about this mechanic is approved. If you want to use the catch signal, which we're about to see, go right ahead. It's approved by the CAF rules interpreter. Here we go. Watch him. I want you to watch also this guy's body language, his steady head. I mean, he's just right there, turns. He's got a great look, no movement towards the ball. Watch. Got a signal catch. There it is. That's the new mechanic. Let's watch that one more time. It's a catch. That's all you want to do. Now watch his communication with the referee. He goes over, he checks, signals fourth down. Just an outstanding job. This last example for our mechanics video just is making the point that we want to end the game as strong as we started it. You're going to see a long pass play near the end of the game. And watch the back judge and the line judge. They're still hustling. They're in the proper spot when the play concludes. Line judge rules incomplete. Back judge stops the clock and checks the status. So that's it for episode 2 of 2016 OCFOA Plays of the Week. I'm your host, Mark Andrews. I hope you all have a great season.